My Chunky, you got a lot smaller since last time. One could say you're pretty tiny right about now. Alright, lame jokes aside, greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Donkey Kong 64. Previously, we started our time in Fungi Forest, the 5th level of the game, and we did acquire a golden banana from the second minecart collecting minigame that this adventure had to offer. Today, we're gonna continue to explore more of Fungi Forest since we really didn't get to do that much last time, considering look at how many entries that we can go into now. It's pretty overwhelming if you're stepping in here for the first time, whether it's like your first playthrough or you haven't played this game in a long time. Still, just seeing all these pathways are like opened up to you, well practically except for this one that's locked up. You got a lot of options to choose from when it comes to starting where you want to go in the forest. So today, like I said, we're going to explore more of it since I now have a battle plan on where I want to go from where we left off from last time. First off, we're going to open that gate, but only to find a second gate behind that. Unfortunately, that has Chunky switches, so we'll have to go switch the tag bell again and go actually be Chunky this time. No illusions or trickeries about that. Also, I'll just teach this be a lesson. Try to drop bombs on me? How rude of it. Deserve to get a pineapple in the face like so. So open that up, so I can hit the switch. There we go. There is a tiny banana on the other side, but I want to explore more this place right now, since I know there's something we can do here with Chunky. Hence by those green bananas. And this guy. Please help me, those awful tomatoes have eaten all my friends, and I'm the only one left. I'll give anyone a nice banana who can sort them out. Well, that's all the convincing I need. We just gotta find a way to get rid of these tomatoes then. These are appropriately named, or also not so creatively named, the killer tomatoes. They only appear in this area, and this is the only time you get to see them in the entire adventure. They're actually pretty big, considering how easy they are to defeat. Of course, we do have a way to get big ourselves to go squash them. But before we do that, let's go visit Chunky actually. Because he should have something for us that we can buy. Hit me with 5 coins to upgrade your shooter. Give me the word, huh? Upgrade our shooter, huh? This means we now have access to homing ammo for all the Kongs. Listen to this, Chunky. All the Kong shooters now pack homing shots. Collect some red supply crates and start blasting. This is gonna be very helpful for us going forward. These homing ammunition that we just got, well, we don't get some of them outright. We'll have to find some crates ourselves to actually use those. They shouldn't be too hard to find. I know at least one place by heart where we could find a red ammo crate. We'll be coming across that a little later though. For now, let's go teach these killer tomatoes a lesson. Since we're bigger than them, they can't hurt us anymore, so all we gotta do is just squash them down with our trusty ground pound attack and save this apple worm from any further harassment. Oh, what a relief. You know, I don't like it here anymore. It's always raining. Take me to a nice sunny spot somewhere else, and the banana's yours. It's not actually raining right now, so I have no idea what this guy's talking about. We can only carry while we're big though. Careful now, Chucky. I don't want any bruises. And the place we get to take him to is actually not very far. We, as a matter of fact, did see where this marker is. It's right over here among the dirt. Wow, this is a nice area. I could definitely get used to living here. Oh, the banana, you say? Still me, here you go. And very easily. Well, okay, I think Chuck is a little too excited about that. We got our second golden banana in Fungi Forest, and oh my god. The camera work really wanted to admire Chucky's chin there for a moment. Kinda forgot that will look kinda weird since we're not at our usual size, and well, I guess he wasn't lying after all. Either he is like cursed or blessed in some way because it didn't start raining until after we got rid of that guy. By the way, that worm's name is actually Bookworm, hence why he has glasses on. And look kind of nerdy too. So we see over here, there's a gate with a moon sign on it, so we can't do anything about that right now. This ties into the gimmick that this level has. You could probably guess what the gimmick of this level is if you can decipher anything from that gate we just saw. This place is also littered with lots of tiny bananas, so I suggest exploring this area with Tiny and Chunky as much as you can, since there are collectibles for both of them in this sector. I do know for a fact that there are some bananas among the mushrooms here for Tiny at least. There might be some more stuff on the other side of this entire area. We just gotta head over to that fenced portion. Keep walking over. Ah, there's a dirt ball here. I didn't remember this. But I'm always welcoming any rainbow coin I do see in my way. This ground looks a bit bare. I wonder if I could find anything to plant. So that's a little hint for what we have to find during our time in the forest. Well, aside from this club trying to be rude about it. There's also a tiny barrel here, but we can't do anything about that at the moment. At least I don't think so. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything in the ground that can warrant Tiny for using that tiny ability. So we're pretty much done here for now, but we'll have to come back later once we do find something to plant in the ground. So to skip our way back to the center part of this area. Actually, I think there's a warp pad over there. I just remember Funky had such a thing near his shop. So I'll warp over there. And now determine where to go next. I think we'll head to the blue tunnel since we were there temporarily by way of the minecart track from last episode. Why not just explore that place now that we got like a small glimpse of it? We'll switch out the DKs since there are bananas he can collect among entering that tunnel. We did pass by those from last episode actually, if I'm correct. Since we did have to go through there to get back to the hub area, or I think we just took the warp pad. That's why I didn't see those bananas be collected at all. Now this area, unlike the last one, it could be kind of influenced by the gimmick that this level has. That's a Diddy balloon. I'll just switch to Diddy momentarily to get that. This area, some spots can be heavily influenced by the gimmick of this level, so we might have to come back here more than once in order to actually clear out this entire part of the forest. So we'll head over to this mushroom. I forgot we could climb the mushrooms here, because I just don't really tend to think about that whenever I am playing in the forest, because it just doesn't occur to me. These mushrooms are pretty much the trees of this level, so keep that in mind too, since there will be stuff we can collect that's waiting atop of these mushrooms. It's kinda weird, but you know, this place we've seen so far is anything but normal. Then again, anything we see on this adventure is anything but normal. Climb up there, I think those were likely stuff we get. Yeah, I remember there are also some chunky coins we can get too. That was actually at the mushroom that was near the well in this part. So we'll get those as long as I'm able to remember it right now. Knowing me, it's gonna leave my brain the moment I stop thinking about it. By the way, this guy who we've been harassing this whole time, I believe his name is just Shroom. He looks like a shroom, I guess, crumbling in disguise. It's not that hard to take out. We've seen that it could be taken down after one hit of any kind. Let's call this stream while we're at it. Diddy coins, alright, I'll remember that too. There's a tag rail near that mushroom we were just climbing, so it won't be that long for us to switch out. And then we'll go to the tag rail, just get those coins right away. But that isn't the only thing that's near this tag barrel. It may not look like it, but you'd be surprised at what you can find when it's hidden in plain sight, more or less. So near the tag barrel, you can see that Diddy is practically covered up by the grass here. But if you look now by heading close to the barrel, he's standing a little higher than usual. Well, there's a reason for that. Just charge yourself up. Hope I'm in the right spot to do this. Lo and behold! A hidden rainbow coin! You may have actually heard about this before. A few years back, this was discovered by a speedrunner that it turns out there was a hidden dirt pile near this tag barrel in the area. It's amazing what you can learn about the games you already know or games that are like really old so many years later. The reason why I remember this very well is that a few weeks after, I think, there was a similar secret that was exposed that I saw on Twitter containing a hidden one-up mushroom in Wom's fortress. It was really cool to see. I just love learning as much as I do with these games when I'm like in between projects doing all kinds of research, because you never know what you can find out about a game you already know so well. That's one of the reasons why I love learning this stuff. I also like to learn that kind of information so I could pass it on to other people, giving them like new bits of trivia that they wouldn't know about before. It's a pretty cool win-win situation all around. And once again, it's just so cool to learn new things about these older games so many years later, and I'm pretty sure that will be a trend that's gonna continue in many years to come. At least I hope it does. I really don't want to come up to a point where we know everything we already know about all these older retro games. I hope there's still stuff out there that we don't know about yet. Alright, so what to do next? I'll admit I'm kind of scatterbrained when it comes to this area of Fungi Forest. It's because there's so much to keep track of, and we have another fenced off area here we can't do anything about right now. So you see just how big this area can be? It'll get even bigger once you take that shed over there into account, since you gotta explore that too. It's so much to keep it in mind. We just gotta handle it one bit at a time, and eventually we will get all the stuff we can find here well collected. As long as I saw those blue bananas, we'll switch out the Lanky and go over here and climb up this rope. Pretty sure there's gonna be some stuff up here for Diddy, if I'm correct, that we can get. Yep, but we can't do anything about this switch right now. It's blue, so we gotta find a way to get that sorted out. You may have an idea what that will be if you think about all the skills we already learned in our adventure thus far. I also saw another moon-fenced area on the roof as well. We'll blow it up with Lanky momentarily just to show it. It's this little hole that contains some bananas for Lanky, actually. Can't do anything about that right now, but we will get to it later. And here are some ammo crates that we saw of the homing variety. So it's pretty simple and easy to understand, but it's very useful. If you see the reticle turn green whenever you're near an enemy, just fire away, and the homing ammo will do the rest. Perfect for taking care of enemies like that. Those kinds of foes that will just zip around to no end, making it so hard for you to get a lock on otherwise if you use the regular ammunition. Keep in mind that the homing ammo goes on its own count, so once you run out of those, then the game will default back to the regular ammo automatically. There's some Lanky coins over here. So there's a lot of stuff we could do here with DK, but we saw some blue switches that we don't have any way to pound down yet. So we'll have to take care of that a little later, which means I gotta remember where Cranky is. I don't remember off the top of my head right now. So in the meantime, we'll switch off the Tiny and go over here. So the tag, not the tag barrel, that's a Tiny barrel. And there are some DK bananas over there. I'll just keep those uncollected for now. Use them as like a marker for what we haven't taken care of in this shed yet. So we'll go over here. Near these coins. This takes us to the other side of the shed. You can also go over here by a cracked door that's beyond this gate in the back side of this place. But I don't think there's a tag barrel here, come to think of it. There are some tiny bananas over there. I'll keep those uncollected as a marker, like I did with the DK bananas just now. Not strong enough to go through that. So we can't go through here with Tiny on either way, through the cubby hole we just went through, or the back side of this wall. But what we can actually accomplish has to be taken care of at a later time. So you see these kegs in this part of the shed. We can use those right now, but there's actually not enough that we can utilize to get that golden banana on the other side. At least that's how I think you get to it. I might just provide something else if we can get enough kegs, but we're only one short right now. So I'm not going to take care of that either, which means I actually can't do anything in the shed at the moment. I thought I could. Well, makes a fool out of me for assuming that we can do such a thing. Let's go over to this one then. Unless it's going to be blocked off by another moon fence. If that's true, I'm going to be kind of livid. I'm kind of livid. That's pretty stupid. I can't do anything here at all then. Aside from getting that balloon, I might as well get that while I'm here. Man, I didn't think that all this stuff could be fenced off right now. I figured we could do at least maybe one thing. Not going to be the case though. So that kind of switches things up a little bit. I guess we'll have to leave this area be for now. I think we will go explore the next branching path, which is the last tunnel we haven't gone to yet. The purple one back in the central part of Fungi Forest. As soon as I go up here and get this balloon first. It's a shame I have the use of homing ammo to do that. Get this though. Pretty stupid that you can't switch between regular homing ammunition to prioritize what you need on the fly. That's one detail I wish they did with the homing ammo in this game. Imagine how much more useful that would be, as well as more accessible if you could switch between the two types of ammunition that you do collect from this point on. And there it is, the fabled purple tunnel that we need to go through in order to get anything else done back in the blue tunnel area. So let's roll over here. We did collect bananas with DK, so it's kind of good we're making more progress on this section of the forest. Over here, there's a 5-pad. I'll make some of that. By that I mean just those bananas. This entire tower, this is gonna be quite a trick in itself to get through collecting everything as well. Then again, that is par for the course for this game. It just seems like you have to collect a lot of things, but then again, it is a collect-a-thon, so I'm not sure what I'm expecting. Especially coming from someone who thinks he's a veteran of this game by now. So we'll go over here and meet our quote-unquote favorite uncle. Back again, donkey. How about going... jetpack, I don't care. I don't care about jetpack anymore. Just give me the potion, please. It's your lucky day, donkey. Somehow you played well enough to earn my next potion as well. It's cheap at 5 coins. I'm sure you'll want this one too. Heck yeah, we will. Kinda mandatory at this point. Super Simeon Slam, the biggest buttest, or big buttest Bashium. I thought I said biggest. Why not go all the way with that? Kinda makes sense. Are you listening to me, donkey? You and the rest of the Mangy Kongs can now slam the blue switches. Or was it Mangy? Either way, it doesn't matter. Not getting another potion, yada yada yada, don't really care. Besides, this is the only potion we'll need to get through most of this level, considering what we've seen earlier on. So now, all the Kongs will have a stronger ground pound essentially, and also some fancier animations too when it comes to ground pounding, which means we could do all the stuff we could do at the blue area now. Actually, we won't go back. We'll leave this for later. like I said, that big mushroom tower in the middle is gonna be a trek in itself to get through, so I want to tackle all this one at a time while we still can. At least before we have to employ the unique mechanic this level has. We'll get some of it done before we close things off for today. So I think it was 1, it should be 1. They're more or less color-coded by the numbered pads, at least from 1 to 3, so that kind of makes it easier to dictate what you can do in this area. And there's that door I mentioned earlier. You can use Chucky's Primate Punch to get through that. However, I think that's as far as you're gonna get when it comes to going to that part of the area, since we really can't do anything else in the front part right now. But that's about to change in a few moments. Go in here. Let's ignore that guy. I took him on like once today. He's pretty much ancient history to me now. Go up here. Is there another one? Yeah, the other switch I was thinking was over there. So ground pound that. And that's gonna open the gates to that cage I was just looking at. Then we can go into it, but be quick about it because these cage doors can go close pretty quickly, as you just saw. So now we have to input a certain code in order to get what we want working. As soon as I could actually time that well. My timing for those splits got worse and worse over time, I swear. You gotta pull the levers in a certain order. You may think it might be very cryptic in determining what the code is. It's not. Just look over there, and very faintly, I want to get to a better position. I want to get to see it. Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll leave. Just momentarily. We can go back in there anyway since we have the Simeon slab. So you can kind of make it out. But it says 21132. I want to get to a better position where I can actually show the code very clearly, being obstructed by too many fences. Got this down here in order to do that? I had to. Good gravy, that's really stupid. Well, you saw what the code is. It's 21132, which means we gotta pull the levers in that particular order to get what we want working. Provided you don't get pelted by that guy's bombs first. And you get here in time too. So the code here is 2 1 1 3 2. If you pull the wrong lever at any time, then you're gonna take damage and have to start all over again. The code is practically in front of your face when you're in the shed, so there really is no way to mess that up unless you're being really unobservant. At least we got that golden banana now out in the open. Well, kind of. It's still in a fenced-off area, so we really can't collect that yet. At least we got that out of here, so we got some progress done, and got this conveyor belt moving too, which will be needed for a second use in the future. But I think that's all we'll take care of for the time being. Not a lot of progress was taken care of today, but we got to explore more of Fungi Forest. So now we have a clearer picture of what this level looks like and what we can and can't do from now on. So next time, we're gonna go through more of Fungi Forest to see what we can gather now that we have explored more of the level. Until we meet again, farewell for now.